Hello everyone, it's been 5 years since I started reading the books, practicing the meditation, doing the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza. Did I change? Did my life change? Did my health and my wealth change? Well, let's find out. For the ones that don't know me, I'm Nick Freeborn. I'm an entrepreneur and I'm an awareness coach. I'm based in Chiang Mai, Thailand. I left my home country when I was 22 years young to move to Thailand just to follow my dream of living in this country. I came here basically with nothing, and I had a passion, or I still have a passion, for plant-based food and healthy lifestyle, so I created my business from scratch. Really started in the back of my kitchen making plant-based products, and now we are one of the leading manufacturing companies here in Thailand with a team of 20 members. And yeah, more important even than that is the always never-ending work, self-development work that I've been doing for the past 10-15 years. And Dr. Joe Dispenza is one of these guys that I've been following and really diving deep into his stuff, and not just on a intellectual level, but actually on an experience level. And today I would love to share with you how that has impacted and affected my life. For the ones who don't know Dr. Joe Dispenza, Dr. Joe Dispenza is a neuroscientist, so he studies the brain, and he loves to study the effect of meditation on the brain and how we can change. He wrote several books on this topic, and he's hosting retreats and he lectures all around the world. And yeah, you can check out his work for yourself. I'm going to share a little bit out of my sacred journal. I've noted down some important things that I would like to share with you, that yes, again, about these past 5 years of working with Dr. Joe. Well, not one-on-one directly, not yet, but you know, really getting deep down in his stuff. How did I discover Dr. Joe? I've heard about him a few times, but it was really at my friend's house about 5 years ago when I saw his book, Becoming Supernatural. And I've just leafed through that book, and it immediately caught my attention. Everything that it was, like all the graphics and all the studies that it was showing, it was like, wow, that's fascinating. So I bought the book and I've read it cover to cover, and I immediately started practicing the work. So what makes Dr. Joe quite special to me, but I think for the world, to have such a you know, doctor or teacher out there, is that, in my opinion, he's very successful at bridging the science with the spiritual realm. I've read many spiritual books of spiritual or esoteric teachers before, and I've read some more scientific books as well that are like purely science, but Dr. Joe, he really does a great job at merging, making that bridge between science and spirituality. One of the first major insights, life changers, that I really got from Dr. Joe's work is, for the ones who know his stuff, he talks a lot about the electromagnetic field. And I will quickly explain to you what that is and how it has changed my life and the understanding of the electromagnetic field. So his science says that our thoughts they're sending out an electric signal. And our heart determines what we pull back. So we have the heart, which is like the electric signal, and we have the brain or the thoughts or the intention, which is the electric signal, and we have the heart, the feeling, the emotion, which is the magnetic signal or the magnetic charge. And this is a game changer, and again, Dr. Joe in all his books talks about this. So when we're talking about manifesting, when we're talking about change, which I do a lot talk about in my work, when we talk about creating something new, creating a different reality, then we are often talking about intentions. We're talking about our dreams. And people, they may want to try to write down, you know, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wealthy, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And that's all great, but it's not going to work unless you have the heart involved into this. This is the magnetic charge, the magnetic pull. So you need both of them. If you're like sending out signals or information or intentions of wealth, but you feel miserable inside yourself or not worthy of receiving, then, you know, it's it's unlikely, like most unlikely, that you're actually gonna draw this new reality into your life. However, if you're signaling a coherent electromagnetic intention and elevated emotion signal into the field or the quantum, then you're going to draw that reality towards you. And one thing that Dr. Joe is talking about in his books, and it's something I've done very, very early, it's called the mind movie. The mind movie is a very, very powerful tool where you actually create a little video clip or a movie of your future self, of how you want to feel, act and think, and what kind of life you would like to manifest, what life you deeply, truly desire. So you make this powerful movie. You can take footage from the internet, you can actually film some of your own settings where you are in that film, and you're going to watch it every day in the morning and the evening when you're transitioning from your beta to your from your alpha to your beta brainwave state, like the ideal space, like this half awake, half asleep state, right? This alpha beta state, the perfect state. You watch that and you feel that and you think that, and you start signaling out that coherence message. And this is what I've done, and I can tell you that all the things, or almost nearly all the things that I had in my mind movie, but they are big things, major things, and they've all become true. They're just like, there's one more that is gonna come very soon. But for the others, they've all become manifested in the 3D realm, in my life, in my reality. So, wow, that is amazing. The best testimonial I can give you. So this understanding of like this electromagnetic field really changed how my knowledge or my wisdom or my experience of manifesting and also healing. That's a game changer. So I want to share one quote with you. For the ones who know Dr. Joe, you know this quote: your personality creates your personal reality. And by the way, when we talk about your personality, or when Dr. Joe talks about it, it means how you think, how you feel, and how you act. These three things, that's your personality, your thinking, your feeling, and your behavior, right? So if your personality creates your personal reality, then what it means, and this again was something that in the beginning when I first heard this sentence, I didn't really get it, but the more I practice and the more I experience that, it's really, I can feel that, I can sense that. So if we, and it's really simple. So let me explain it to you in my terms, in my words. So if we're having the same thoughts every day, and apparently we do have like, I don't know, 70,000 something thoughts per day, and 90 to 95% of these thoughts are the same like we had yesterday, right? So we keep thinking the same thoughts again, and again, and that that will also impact or influence how we feel, right? And how we experience the world, and then also how we act and how we behave. So if we want to change that, we have to start by changing how we think and how we act and how we feel. Because maybe you know some people, they seem to always struggle. They seem to always complain. They seem to tell you the same story again and again and again. I'm this because this and that happened to me 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and this is why I cannot do this, that, and so on. So if we want to create, so that's their personal reality they're living in, right? And to me, back in the days, it was the same. You know, I lived in a state, or at least certain circumstances in my life, I wasn't satisfied, I wasn't content with it, and I thought I don't have the power to change them. And actually that is true, because if I do want to change them, I need to become a new person. I need to change my personality. I need to change how I think, how I feel, and how I act. So basically becoming a new me. And this is what I really enjoy about Dr. Joe's works. He often calls it the formula, because he's really giving the people a formula, basically a guideline, a manual, how you can change your behavior, your thinking, your feeling, how you can practice that. And the amazing thing about it is you can practice it like you can go to the gym to work out and flex your muscles, train your muscles, right? You have the ability, all of us have this amazing ability, and they call it neuroplasticity, the ability, you know, to hardwire new patterns in our brain and to create change by that. But that means that I am not the same person anymore like I was 5 years ago and 10 years ago. I've moved past, thanks to Dr. Joe's work and thanks to other work that I've been doing and integrating in my life. I've been able to overcome old beliefs and create a new life. Like, I can get up in the morning and be grateful, and that is one of the habits that you can install in your brain. Get up in the morning, I feel grateful. That is something you can train, that is something you can practice. And with that comes an amazing freedom, it comes an amazing choice. You know, you really realize you have choice, you know. The question is, do you want to change? That is the more important question. And maybe from your brain, but are you ready to feel different? Are you ready to act different? Powerful. Another quote of Joe that I would love to share: where you place your attention is where you place your energy. So I remember when I learned to drive the car, my driving teacher told me, you know, you're gonna drive where you're gonna look. If you're gonna look on the left side of the road, you're gonna slowly like pull towards that left side of the road. So where you're gonna look is where you're gonna drive. And it's exactly the same thing with our life, with our attention, and there it's where the energy is going. And that was another big lesson of Dr. Joe that I really can say I got it. So do I choose to focus my energy or putting my attention right now into fear, into hatred, into the old, the past? Or do I choose to be in the present moment, to live with joy, and also to create a new future, to think and visualize and manifest the future and new future outcomes, how I and my heart truly desire them? So it's very simple physics or quantum physics, but I'm not going deep down into that because we better listen to Dr. Joe. I'm sure he can explain that better. But it is what it is. Where we put our attention, there your energy goes. So be aware of that. Be aware when you are thinking those negative thoughts, and those will influence and will create your negative, low frequency feelings and emotion, turning in this vicious cycle, spinning in it. You have a choice to say, now I focus somewhere else. Sometimes you may, sometimes it's difficult when you're right there in that strong pool of that low frequency emotion, shame or guilt or sadness and so on, to really get out of it just with your thought alone. That takes a lot of willpower. Sometimes it's really helpful to shift your energy in a physical way. Go for a run, go for a swim, go for a workout. If you play an instrument, sing, change your activity, do something else. The same for the ones that work in an office or whenever or wherever you work. Actually, if you feel like that you're getting kind of stressed out or anxious during your work, or you feel like you gotta move a little bit, then do it. Move. Your body wants to move. Your energy wants to change. Your emotion, which is energy in motion, wants to change and shift and alter. You deserve that. Yes, so these are some of the things I would like to share with you. And one other thing that really shifted or helped to shift is actually the community that Dr. Joe Dispenza has. So there are so many thousands of people, 100,000 probably of people out in the world that are practicing his work as well, and we are connected through like WhatsApp or Telegram groups. And of course he's doing the retreats, which I've yet to go, hopefully soon this year. He's like 7-day advanced retreats where the whole community meets. So for me, I'm a person with a vision of elevating the human experience, the collective human spirit. And as an individual, I'm doing this work with my channel, for example, or with my members at my team, at my company. And it feels great to know that there are thousands of other people out there doing this work and working, like truly working on themselves, not just on an intellectual level, but actually on a experiential and level that creates wisdom, that creates insights, that creates true change and true transformation. So yeah, I'm really grateful for this community. I'm still doing the meditations of Dr. Joe, not daily, but mostly daily, or like almost every day. I really like his morning meditation, which I believe you can even listen it on Spotify for the ones that have Spotify. It's powerful because it really helps you to set yourself, to put you in the right state, into the right mind and the right heart, the right electromagnetic field in the morning, where you want to be in your life today, or where do you want to go, what is your vision, what is your future. And that's amazing, because again, where you put your attention is where you put your energy, and your personality creates your personal reality. So to shift and change, we need to become a new person. So to summarize this episode of today, my life has changed like big time. I can tell you, big time. 5 years ago, it was just a time where I actually incorporated my company. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, like I started by myself with the help of my wife in the back of our kitchen, producing plant-based products. And now we actually have an international standard factory. We have a team of 20. We're exporting our products, selling them all around Thailand. And not just that, but also I'm in the best like physical, emotional, and mental state that I've been in my life, really. And I think this is something truly amazing, and Dr. Joe's work helped me a lot to, be where I am today. Yeah, so for the ones that have experience practicing Dr. Joe's work, please reach out, or let me know, or let the other know down in the comments. For the ones who don't know him yet, let me know your thoughts, if that resonates what I shared with you. And please check out the other videos on my channel, especially for the ones that are new to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking to subscribe. I'm really here on a vision to, shift the individual and the collective, and to raise the frequency of this planet. So thank you so much for supporting this vision. Thanks for being here. Please take care, and see you next time.